I have made two videos. The first one was bad and the second one was even worse. But just like with the first one, after I finished editing and uploading the second one, I went right to sleep because why should I punish my anxiety by monitoring for comments and views, especially since I don't get that many. As I was falling asleep, I was seriously thinking about deleting my video in the morning or maybe just remaking it somehow. I just wanted Blondie to see it first. After I woke up, I noticed that the White Cookie had scheduled a live stream. The live stream was a couple of hours away, so I went out and did my things. After I came back and it was time, I don't know if the White Cookie saw me in pre-chat or she just wanted to start her stream for some reason that way. But either way, one of the first things that she mentioned on stream was that, hey, Panda made a new video. So so I thought that, okay, fine, I'll leave my video up, even though I'm quite embarrassed by it, especially since I kind of choked on my burger at the end. During the stream, Tohiki mentioned that she wishes she could make videos, and I know that Kimberlina also wants to make videos, and
I knew it. There is another girl.
I could not teach you how to make videos if you are only on your mobile phone or if you are on Mac OS or a Linux computer, but I assume that you have access to a Windows machine. I could and actually I could not even tell you how to make professional videos with fancy explosions on a Windows computer, but I could tell you how I make how I made those two videos and maybe making this one. The first thing you notice is the visual quality of the picture. And um, this this is the third video where you see that coffee cup here, and you can read that it says coffee house, but you can't read the small text. The reason is that although I'm filming it in 1080p, which is full high definition, I'm filming with with the front camera of my phone, and that is because I want to see, I want to preview the picture that I'm currently filming. The back camera on my phone, I I haven't filmed on my back camera yet because it is a new phone, but the back camera um, seems to be um, of higher quality, but the reason I chose to that I have chosen to record on my front camera is that in order to see the preview from my back camera, I would have to invent some kind of a well, not invent. I just have to bring a mirror from the kitchen, but still I have to somehow set up the mirror in back of my tripod. And since I mentioned tripod just a few seconds back, I also have to mention that yes, I'm using a tripod, and this is a really cheap tripod. Um, Depending on how much your phone costs, the tripod could be 10 or more times cheaper. I mean, at least mine. I Because obviously the price depends on a tripod. But my tripod is a very cheap and flimsy tripod. The flimsiness comes out because whenever you touch it, it would shake. The picture you see would shake, and it would be so fun. Uh, I can't actually show you the tripod right now because I'm using it, but I think I can display some kind of a marketing picture of the exact model on the screen. After you have transferred your recorded video file from your phone to your computer, the next part you have to deal with is editing. And I'm sure that I'm overthinking, but I'm also sure that somebody somewhere watches my first video. I mean, the video I with my face watches my video and says that, hey, this video is not edited, not at all. It's 8 minutes and 30 seconds, and all of it is one take. You didn't edit this video at all. Actually, that's not true because
No, that is not true.
I I don't know all phones and all settings and things like that. But I can tell you that my first video, even if I hadn't cropped the video, the raw video, the 8.5 minute video would be like 10 gigabytes, and of course you can upload a 10 gigabyte video to YouTube, and YouTube does its own compression, but actually, well, just because you can upload a 10 gigabyte video doesn't mean you have to upload a 10 gigabyte video. And actually, the version that I uploaded to YouTube was below uh, below 200 gigabytes. I mean megabytes. Sorry. Uh, because actually the bit rate of the raw footage, uh, I don't remember. I don't have access to the file right now. I can't watch, but the bit rate of the video might be like uh, 20,000 kilobits per second or something, and this is way too high quality for the purpose of a simple YouTube video. Actually, it's also uh, too high for I don't know, watching movies at home or something. Because of the quality of the picture of my video is not that high, I'm I don't need that high of a bit rate, and I actually compressed my video in like 1600 kilobits per second. The next question in video editing is which video editing program to use. I assume that you use Windows, and I also assume you just don't have piles of money ready to be spent on some fancy video editing software. Luckily for you, Windows has a free program called Clipchamp. For those who remember, Clipchamp is actually sort of an evolution of Windows Media Maker, which was a free program in Windows XP. Clipchamp is available in Play Store, but before checking the Play Store, check your computer because it might be already installed in your computer. I also assume that you use legally purchased Windows because you, for some reason, I know the reason, but it's not important. For some reason, Clipchamp requires you to be logged on to your Microsoft account. When you start up Clipchamp, there's of course, because we live in the times we live in, you have a bunch of advertisements, or I don't know, I don't pay attention. But you also have but when you scroll down or look down, you also have an option to create a new project, or if you already have a project, your projects will be there. But if you are using Clipchamp for the first time, you obviously don't have any projects there. So if you open your project, basically what you see, I'm going to show you what you see in a minute or second or nearest convenient time unit. And so if you open Clipchamp, you should have the default configuration set for the tab that lets you import media, or I have never used the option import media. I just drag my video files to there, and as you can see, I have already loaded 3 things into Clipchamp, and I also have laid those items down on the video timeline. The middle part that pops out visually is the one with Footy's face on it. It is obviously the famous Catch Rage. The bar below that, the blue colored bar, is the audio track for that stream. I chose this particular video as an example because the audio of the original stream was too high, and the audio had to be lowered. I will show you some audio screens later, and the bottom, the top part of the timeline is actually my timestamp. In earlier versions of Clipchamp, it specifically said that this top part is reserved for text, but I have always used it for displaying my watermark. And actually, you can also export a second video, and when you attempt to drag a second video to your timeline, it guides you to place it on top of the first video, so it appears that you can also lay videos on top of each other on Clipchamp, but I can't comment on that because I haven't used it so far. More often than not, you actually want to cut out a specific part of the video. You can do that with Clipchamp also. You have to place your cursor on approximately the correct time, and you can actually zoom in on the timeline. You hover your mouse to the timeline section. You hold down Control key on your keyboard and you scroll either up or down. That zooms you in and out on the timeline. And you actually, if you have zoomed in sufficiently, you can actually be pretty precise with your selection. You can't really move with the precision of a hundredth of a second, but it's definitely smaller than a tenth of a second. And you can also trim or expand your video on the timeline by hand, provided you have a room to do it, because you can't expand the video when you have another video clip occupying the same space. But if you are editing the video, it is actually not important that one clip follows another clip. You can have caps provided you delete those caps before finalizing the video. Actually, in the specific example you see on stream, the dragging I had to do was dragging my watermark, because it is an image file. It obviously isn't 6 minutes long. So what ended happening is that when I dragged my watermark to the timeline, it only displayed for I don't know, a couple of frames. I had to zoom in until my watermark was long enough to display the dragging option. So I had to drag my watermark, zoom out a little bit, drag it a little more until I could zoom out to the point I saw the whole video, and I had to drag my watermark to be the length of the entire video, because otherwise my watermark would have been displayed for a moment in the beginning and the rest of the video would be without a watermark. And the reason I have to add the watermark, at least I want to add the watermark, is because you can't actually directly take someone else's content and upload it to your channel unmodified. So the ways that I modify the footage streams to upload to my channel is that I add a watermark and I actually tweak the video colors slightly. Most of the times you can't even tell that the colors are tweaked, except for the cat video. Since I have used this cat video as an example of the stream, I actually have applied some kind of distortion effect, but that is actually not the effect that I used on the copy that I uploaded as an archive on my channel. I just I tweaked the colors to look as natural as possible, because the original was very yellow, and I modified it to the point that the door and the walls and the doors of the closet are actually white, not yellow, and you can actually see the original colors both in Malarkey Meter's copy of the stream and also in the famous Bloop stream by FFG. And speaking of applying filters or effects or adjusting colors, as you can see from the screen, on the right side you have this menu where you can choose different effects and filters. This menu is actually hidden at start, but the buttons to open menus, they are visible, and as soon as you, well, actually, if you want to apply effects or filters or anything from that, you must first select the source you want to apply the effect to. So you have to select the video. I mean, make it active. And once you have selected the video you want to be affected by the effect, you can actually open the menu of various filters and effects. And actually, I think that Malarkey Meter might be using Clipchamp for her archive videos, because if you open the effects video, you can find an effect called VHS, and the effect VHS display puts on a video resembles exactly the effect Malarkey Meter has on her video. And if you say that it's not quite that, then the trick is you first select VHS from the effect views, and then it's in the effect views. You actually activate VHS, but you also scroll down a little, and there's an effect called glitch, and so it results your video having two filters, VHS and glitch. And I think that the picture you get is the same effect as Malarkey Meter's archive videos. So there you can make your own Malarkey Meter videos. As I mentioned before, the original audio from the GetFIF stream is too loud, and it looks like this. It's actually not the worst picture when it comes to Foodie's audio, because I have seen streams where her audio is so high that it peaks out at 0 decibel, which is the highest level you can go. And in the picture form, it looks like in the worst case, I mean, if you know anything about Loudon's War, in the worst case, the sound picture would look like some solid white wall, or red in the case of the right channel. I chose to lower this audio by 8 decibels, and the result looks like this.
You disgusting, depraved human being. Yes, it's my cat, Babs. Fuck you, asshole. Goodbye.
I am fully aware that some audio novices and also some music producers who started the Loudon's War would look at this and say it's clearly too quiet, but it's actually not, and it's also better for your ears, because, well, if you choose to turn up your volume to be loud as possible, it is your doing. But I'm of the mindset that music producers or video editors shouldn't be the ones deciding how loud you want your sound to be. I don't know if you sneakily already noticed, but in the in the header of the window it says that the program I use for audio editing is Goldwave. Goldwave is not Goldwave is not exactly a free program, but it's like how you say it's nagware. And in Goldwave's case, it actually lets you use the program without any limitations to up to 150 actions. Means you can basically make 150 operations, and once you reach that limit, you can still keep using the program, but the program will pop up a dialogue after each action saying that you should buy the full version of the program. If you look at my program window for Goldwave, you see that I have a lot of options available to me in the toolbar. Actually, when you first install Goldwave, you don't have as many options available to you, and you can actually customize the toolbar in Goldwave, and you can actually do pretty nifty things in Goldwave. And while I'm not going to go over every single option in Goldwave, you can actually do a lot more in Goldwave other than just lower the volume of audio. The third program I use to edit my videos is called Handbrake. Handbrake is the program I use to encode my videos. That means basically compress my videos to a smaller size. And once you have finished editing your video on Clipchamp, obviously I recommend to name your video project to some other name than just untitled video. Otherwise you would have a download folder full of untitled videos, and the file names would be just untitled video 1, untitled video 2, and you never know which video is the correct video. But once you have finished your video editing on Clipchamp, and maybe additionally editing audio in Goldwave, and then importing the edited audio to your video, which, by the way, if you do that, you must mute the sound of the original video. Otherwise, you would have two sources of video, and it will not be pretty. Once you have finished your video edit, you have to export your video, and I always recommend exporting 1080p video, although the original video might not be 1080p, and you can't make high quality appear from a source that is not high quality. Clipchamp encodes the video in such high bitrate that when you combine the high bitrate with the smoothing of your encoding with Handbrake, you might actually end up with a video that is slightly higher quality than the original. I can't cast myself into the mind of a person who has never encoded a video before, so I can't predict what questions could you have regarding to using Handbrake. But when you open Handbrake, the first window you see is the prompt for a source. So you can just simply drag your videos there, and once you have dragged your video to the video to the source box, the actual options of Handbrake open up. The first tab you see would be selecting the file type, and I usually select MKV, although that is a personal preference. The second tab is dimensions, which the Handbrake seems to be configured to automatically try to crop your video, which means that it removes any area it considers a black bar or an area without any video. This is great when it's something you want to do, but it's obviously something you have to mind when it's something you don't want to do, especially when you have a video that has a changing aspect ratio, which would mean that for the program Handbrake, that Handbrake may randomly decide that one part of video that displays some scene of a video source with huge black bars. Handbrake may decide that this is the area which to crop into, which would result in Handbrake trying to crop entire video to fit into that area it decides it's the video, which might result in a video that is cropped in a way that you don't want. Now, the order of the next steps I can't remember on the top of my head, but you have a video tab where basically the options you may play around with the options, but basically the options I use is that I use the frame rate to be same as source. So by default it's 30 frames per second, but I select same as source, even though actually Clipchamp exports the video at 30 frames per second, so that's not important, but that's a force of habit to me. Then the thing that is also in the video window is your choice of compression. By default, it's some factor of some sorts. The factor where you have a slide that says good video quality, better video quality, best video quality, and the other way goes bad, worse. But I don't like that. I like to set it manually, and the second option is that you can enter the bitrate you desire, and as I said that well, the numbers may vary, but actually, in my opinion, when you have a very high quality picture 2400 is the sufficient bitrate, and I have encoded my own videos at 1600. Okay, 1632, because well, the source of my front camera is although it is technically 1080 HP, it isn't really sharp. The cup that I moved for my cat to be able to jump on the table, you can see that the text on the brown part says coffee house, but you can't read the text around it, and that is because well, these are the limitations of my front camera. So once you have selected the desired video bitrate, there is also a tab called audio, and you would see some options there. And well, basically, if you encode movies, you can see that you can select Dolby Surround and such things. But since you edit YouTube videos or videos for YouTube, because you can't actually, well, you might be able with some kind of YouTube Pro, but by default you can only upload stereo audio with a maximum uprate of 192. So you can upload your MP3 that's 320 kilobytes per second, but when you upload it to YouTube, it converts to 192. So that's a comment to note. Either way, you can choose the audio formats. It's not actually necessary to change the audio format, but you can choose like MP3 from there, and also AC3 you have an option. But since you are editing a video for the YouTube use, you actually don't need a bitrate higher than 128, and well, you might actually choose the file format to be MP3 if you want to make yourself feel better, but it doesn't matter as much as the bitrate or selecting a video bitrate. And then you also have a tab for subtitles, but you don't need to use one. First of all, because you don't have any source for subtitles, but secondly, when you that is after you have that is something you have to worry about after you have uploaded your video to YouTube, because if you are satisfied with your settings on Handbrake, you press a code, and it by default it encodes to your videos folder. So you can just open the video folder, rename the file if you want to, and then you can actually upload it to YouTube in your YouTube Studio. And once the video is uploaded, you have various options in your YouTube Studio. First of all, YouTube Studio won't actually let you publish a video without choosing one of two options. Yes, this is suitable for people below the age of 18 or sorry, the options are yes, this video is made for kids, and no, this video is not made for kids. And actually there is controversy surrounding that options, because YouTube may randomly decide to age restrict your video or put limited monetization on it, which is something I don't know anything about it, because I just am not monetized. But if you are in your first video upload screen in your YouTube studio and you click advanced, or is more options, I think it's advanced. If you click advanced, you scroll down, there is actually an option where you can select the language of the video. And if you select the language and it happens to be English, it will result in your video having the options to turn on English subtitles. The option doesn't appear right away. It needs some time for the AI to generate the subtitles, but once the AI has generated subtitles, you have a video with subtitles.